and welcome to another exciting episode of Secrets of a B2B Marketer. We have been hosting this show for a while now, and we've addressed some unique conversations, be it around ChatGPT, be it around account-based marketing, be it around performance marketing. But let's today go back to some basics. Let's talk about email marketing. Um, Today I have with me Mr. Samarth Saxena, who has 2 decades plus of experience in the enterprise marketing space. He has run two profitable businesses, one of which was Octane Marketing, an email service provider or ESP that he launched in 2007 and exited in 2017. So I'm going to take pointers from him on how to build and sell off a business, but that's for another day. Samarth is currently um, the Chief Business Officer of Cinch India. Cinch powers meaningful conversations between businesses and their customers through its customer communications cloud. More than 1.5 lakh businesses, including many of the world's largest tech companies, rely on Cinch and its global super network, the most secure and reliable network for messaging, voice, and email. Cinch is headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden, and the shares are trading on Nasdaq Stockholm. Welcome to the show, Samarth.
Hey, thank you so much, Benita, for inviting me to your show.
It's really a pleasure having you, and thank you for agreeing to come. So, Samarth, I know that your longest career stint has been with Octane Marketing, the company that you co-founded. And I understand that you've built it and you've sold the business, but you still, I feel that it would still be your baby, right? Is that really a good starting point for our conversation? Perhaps you can share an interesting experience you had at Octane?
It's been 10 years of journey when we built Octane. So we built in 2007, and as you mentioned, we sold it off in 2017.
Right.
So, it so happened that when we were building the product, we were facing a challenge in the market. And this is where the product idea came from. So back then in 2007, if you have to do an email marketing campaign, you will have to hire an agency. You will have to send your creative to the agency. You will have to send your subscriber list to the agency. And you will have to ask them to shoot the campaign on your behalf. While the agency will shoot the campaign on your behalf, they will report back the results to you at their own convenience. And this is where we thought it would be worthy enough problem to solve for India market. And we thought, why don't we disrupt this by building a do-it-yourself platform wherein you can come online, you can upload your list, you can design your creative there, schedule the time at which you want to actually send out the campaign, and there is an interactive reporting dashboard which you can view at your leisure. So we wanted to disrupt, and with that thought, we actually launched Octane in 2007. It took us nearly 1.5 years to actually build the product. And by the time we had hit third year of the launch of this product, the business was growing by leaps and bounds. There were a lot of customers waiting to get onboarded on the platform because it was first of its kind. And it was gaining great traction into the market. And we were very aggressively growing, and we were profitable by the third year. Right?
Wow.
So while all of this was happening with us, the incident that I'm going to share with you today dates back to 2010, when we were close to 3.5 years into the business. On one Friday evening, while we were celebrating onboarding India's largest e-commerce platform, I received a call from the data center. And the data center guys told me that, you know what, the IP series, one of the IP series that you have got is blacklisted because of spamming.
Oh, boy.
So IP series is actually the most critical component for your emails to land into the inbox. So the healthier the IP series is, the better it is for email marketing campaigns. So, very reluctantly on the call, I asked the person that which IP series are you talking about? Because we had various IP series. My heart sank on knowing that the IP series in question here was the most premium IP series that I had at that point of time.
Oh boy. Oh.
That also meant that my topmost brands were hosted on that particular IP series. While I was calculating the losses in my head, I was quick enough to realize that if we do not act fast enough, then we'll be out of business completely. So the technical teams were tasked to make sure that, they work day in and day out to make sure that we port these customers from this IP series to some other IP series. I am forever thankful to that technical team who worked throughout the night that day, and we ported all the customers to other IP series. Next day morning, we called for an emergency meeting with the critical stakeholders of the organization. And we tried to uncover the reasons why we landed into the situation. And while we were getting into details of the situation, I never thought the problem is going to be this complex. Yeah. So it's like onion, right? We were peeling the layers, and by every peel, the situation was becoming more and more complex. That meeting with the critical stakeholders lasted for close to 4.5 hours. And by end of the meeting, all we knew was we do not have any short-term solution to this technical issue.
Oh, you mean nothing? You could not do anything in short term?
We couldn't do anything in short term, immediate basis. The shortest possible solution was 3 months away from us.
Wow.
And hence,
that takes a whole lot of, it takes your problem to another level, right?
Oh, absolutely. And hence, good news was we were three co-founders in the organization. And we said, okay, we distribute the tasks so that we can accomplish this within 3 months. So we distributed the tasks amongst ourselves. We had sleepless nights, endless traveling, and a lot of things happened in the background, and all of us worked together. And we were out of that situation in less than 3 months' time because of all the efforts that me and my team had put in. Now, if I fast forward the story, 2 years after this particular incident, we were we grew by 3 times in the revenue.
Wow.
We grew the team size by double. If we had one office at that point of time in New Delhi, we had 2 more offices in 2 different cities in India. Wow. Right. So that is one incident actually wherein we learned a lot about email marketing.
No, I'm going to stop you and ask you to go one step back.
Sure.
Tell us, how did you come out of this deep end of, most people would hit that rock bottom and say, I give up, there's no solution, right? Tell me, how did you come out of that?
As an entrepreneur, you don't have an option to give up. Because especially you have seen the traction in the business. This business can grow really well. So we knew that there is no short-term remedy. Now, the strategy was to communicate and design the communication strategy in such a way that, at one end, we had a young population of employees who trusted at that point of time a startup, a self-funded startup. And on the other fag end, we have India's largest enterprise customers who again trusted an email marketing platform built in India. Right. So we thought, let's be transparent and go all out and cover these 2 buckets really well. So we actually organized a town hall wherein all the employees were invited, and we were super transparent there. Guys, this has happened. Here is the solution. This is what we are going to do. These are the tasks between the 3 co-founders, and we are going to nail this in 3 months' time, and I need your support. And trust me, Benita, on that particular day, a lot of leaders were born in Octane.
I can imagine. It's giving me goosebumps hearing it.
Yeah,
but
same here.
That's a lovely story.
Yeah, and the second part was the communication with the clients. Now, how do you communicate with the clients that I do not have a solution right now, but will be there in 3 months' time? Surprisingly for us, the kind of relationship that we had built with our customers, when we went and met all these customers face to face, we were absolutely surprised and pleasantly shocked with the kind of support that they were willing to give us. So one of the customers wrote us a check for 3 months payment, right? So one of the customers gave us a check for the entire year.
Wow.
Another customer said that, okay, I have a super duper technical team here, so you can consult my technical team whenever you have an issue. Okay. So all these clients were actually also coming together to make sure that Octane stays alive. So that gave us a lot of positive energy. And while we were oozing with that energy, it actually helped us win the confidence of the customers. It helped us build great emotional connect, not only with the employees, but with the customers as well. And hence the customer churn rate throughout my journey at Octane was really low. Once the customers are onboarded, they would stay with us for a really long time.
That's beautiful. And I think that comes not just from the relationship. It's one thing to have a relationship one-on-one, but it's also the quality of service and the quality of offering that you have. Because I don't think if that was not up to mark, relationships be what they may. If the quality of the service and product is not good, I doubt anybody will stay.
I completely agree. And one of the clients did mention that we do not want Octane to die. You are supporting us so well. The solution is deeply integrated with my core systems.
Yeah, it was actually solving a problem.
It was solving a lot of, because as I mentioned, we were the first ones to disrupt the market. Yeah. And the first mover advantage we always had with us.
Yeah, makes sense. So at Vanilla Scales, we have the first mover advantage. And what I mean is, when I started Vanilla Scales 10 years ago, people used to laugh at me. People used to say, because we started as a training company. So people used to say, Arey, tum social media mein, what will you train? There's nothing, everybody knows how to use Facebook. And we built it up when the industry did not exist. Right?
Yeah.
Sure, there were websites and SEO and maybe Google ads happening even back then. But there was nobody who was doing social media marketing. There was no term as social media marketing. It's a more recent term compared to the size of my company, the age of my company. So I hear you when you say, that you had the first mover advantage. But I must ask you, in hindsight, what would you have done differently? Because I think one learns the most from incidents like this, right? And hindsight is 20/20 vision. You can learn a lot by looking backwards. Of course, one must move forward, but what did you learn out?
Yes. So, first thing is that because of this incident, me and my team learned the tricks of the trades almost overnight. Just imagine if we had grew the business to a substantial scale and this had hit us. We would not have known how to recover out of. Now we had hit this exactly after 3 years of incorporation of the organization. So we were still young and we were super resilient. And hence we learned the tricks of the trade really well. But, the IP series in question here was a rented IP series, which was not owned and controlled by me. And we never thought that could go against us until this incident happened. And when this happened, my biggest learning was that, we need to bring all the IPs under our control. And remember, and it requires a lot of, investment in buying those IPs. You don't buy IPs in one IP or two IP. You buy a series of IPs.
So it's not like buying a domain name.
No, it's not like buying a domain name. It is like buying a series of IPs. Whether there are 256 IPs there or 1024 IPs there, it depends on your budget. So we raised investment from our family and friends to actually go ahead and invest into the most critical component, which is the IP series.
Very interesting. Okay. I'm aware of IP blacklisting as a challenge. I did not know it was such a complex challenge. But apart from IP blacklisting, what are these other common pitfalls when it comes to email marketing?
So, what I have seen oftentimes is that with email marketing, generally, what marketers do is to onboard an email marketing platform and then leave everything to them. Now it is your problem, not mine.
Right.
I would like to, through your channel, I would like to urge every one of those marketers to actually own that problem along with the ESP. Okay. So, you have got to find out solutions to generating better ROI from this particular channel. Okay. And what can help you there, and what are the common pitfalls would be, you will have to know whether you are hosted on a dedicated IP or a shared IP. If you're sending your email campaigns frequently, if you have good enough database, if you have millions of database with you, it is a worthy enough option to actually have a dedicated IP so that somebody else is not ruining your reputation. Right. So there is a difference between dedicated IP and shared IP. Now I onboard at least 10 customers in a month, 10 new customers in a month. And I never get asked this question around dedicated and shared IP. So I would urge marketers to actually go ahead and ask this question: where am I getting hosted? What's my IP address? And there are tools available in the market right now wherein you can go ahead and check the reputation of your IP address.
Okay. Would you know these tools off the top?
Oh yes, there are a lot of tools available, which is built into the email marketing platforms. So when you sign up with a large email marketing platform, there is a deliverability suite which comes along with the package. So you can go ahead and check all of that.
No, when you say deliverability, does Sinch have something like that?
We do have, and before that, let me just cover the other pitfalls, and then we go to the deliverability part.
Yes, sure.
And then the second part is, how secure is your data?
Yeah.
Because you have invested a lot of time in accumulating the database. So Benita, you are also running this venture for past 1 decade or so, right?
Yeah.
You will have collected a lot of email IDs, right? And it requires a lot of effort in collecting those and nurturing them, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, just don't give it away to anyone and everyone. Ask questions around the data security policy of the platform. Ask questions around data privacy policy of the platform owners, and also around the data residency, whether your data is residing in a particular region or in a particular country. So it makes the platform owners also accountable for what they are getting into. So ask those questions for sure. And last but not the least, we do expand our subscriber list, but we actually forget to keep them engaged.
Yeah.
An unengaged subscriber list is a disaster on planet Earth. So what's most important is to make sure that you keep your list absolutely engaged, sending them the content which they signed up for, sending up the content at the frequency that they signed up for. And then with automation and other tools, finding out, for example, what is the best read time for Benita versus Sam, okay? And how can you send it to the time, at the time when Benita is most likely to read that email.
And this one can track through analytics.
Yes, absolutely. So over a period of time, when you are working with an email marketing platform, there is a concept of send time optimization. Once you trigger that, every email, whenever it is read, is recorded. Okay. And there's an algorithm which becomes smarter over a period of time. And because of that algo, you'll be able to shoot the campaign at the exact time when the algo is telling me that chances are high that this email will be opened.
And if I understand this correctly, there's a certain threshold that each software will have. Probably each software will have a different threshold, at which point it'll learn what this optimized time is.
Yeah.
So is that threshold in like hundreds, in thousands, in where
it's actually depends on your list size. Okay. The algorithm works on an overall basis. It doesn't work on client to client basis.
Understood.
Okay. So we are finding send time for a particular email ID.
If like me, there are multiple people hosted with you. Your algorithm is learning from all those other players also.
Absolutely.
Understood. Oh, this is interesting. So perhaps going to a player which has that kind of a large market size also helps, because the algorithm is already evolved and we can plug into that benefit.
Absolutely. And hence, this is a very big criteria in selecting your email marketing provider.
No, that completely makes sense, and this is a good takeaway for me, at least from this discussion. In addition to this, what are the other things that a marketer should keep in mind? How do we choose a email service provider?
So stay away from fly-by-night operators. They are the ones who are going to give you email marketing for free. And what I have learned. Come again, please.
Like a MailChimp?
No, not MailChimp. MailChimp is highly reputed. Okay. But there are fly-by-night operators who would come to you and sell you solution offering for free. Mm-hmm. Now, what I have learned the hard way is that, if you are not paying for the product, then you are the product.
True.
Okay. So it's important to understand what is the modus operandi of a particular platform. Where is it that they are operating from? Is this a large enough organization which will not compromise my data? Right. So that is one part which is really critical. The other part which is equally important is because for email marketing, it is the ability to reach the inbox, which becomes the foundation for generating better ROI. Yeah. Gone are the days wherein email marketing platforms were only supposed to shoot a bulk campaign out.
Yeah.
Right now, there are platforms which has got amazing email deliverability tools as well. And this takes me back to your question that you asked around email deliverability. That this deliverability tool, chances are bright that if you are working with a large email marketing platform, this deliverability suite will come as part of the offering. Now, this deliverability suite will enhance your chances of hitting the inbox of a particular subscriber. And it is a product play as well as consulting play. So when I talk about product play, there would be various tools which will be available to you. For example, you'll be able to validate emails. If you have collected the email IDs and for such a long time you have not done any campaign, you really don't know whether that email list is warm, cold, or what's the status of those email IDs. So it's always good to validate your list. Then there are tools like previewing your campaign. By preview your campaign, once you're designing your campaign, there are so many ISPs available. There is Yahoo, Gmail, then there are corporate IDs, right? There's Rediff Mail still exists, right? So you would like to see how this campaign is going to look not only on all of these ISPs, but also on different devices. So how does it look on my mobile phone? How does it look on my laptop?
And then the mobile phone is also different, right? So an iPhone has a very different look and feel to, say, an Android device. And within Android also, again, I may be looking at a Gmail app and you may be looking at an Outlook app.
Perfect.
All of that.
Perfect. So this tool will help you understand as to what is it going to look like. So if your design is breaking it on the mobile phone, which you don't really want, You will fix it, upload it, and test it again, so that you can avoid the possible accidents after sending the campaign. Then there is IP blacklist monitoring. Stitches back to the story. It's important to understand your IP reputation and be on top of it always. And then there is sending domain reputation as well, which belongs to the organization. And you will be able to track the reputation for the sending domain as well. Now, all of this is stitched together in a platform, and then there is a consulting play, wherein there is a strategic consultant who is going to work with you and present to you on a quarterly basis what is it that you are doing with your campaigns. What are the recommendations from us to you, right? What is it that the market is doing? What is it that your peers are doing? And how can you improve your email marketing outreach? So in a nutshell, this is what a deliverability tool can give.
Okay, so to be honest, this whole conversation has been very interesting, because when one thinks of email marketing, one expects, what is the subject line actually? What is the way I can ensure it lands? But our conversation has been so much around delivery and the way we go about it. It's so much more bigger than those finer granular things. And I think it was extremely interesting. The insights that you've shared are very unexpected. And so thank you for sharing those. I do have one critical question as we reach towards the end of our show. And I don't think I realized how quickly the time passed. But one question that I must ask you before I let you go is, you've had this opposite flow in your career, so to speak, right? Most people have a job and then they become entrepreneurs. You've been an entrepreneur and then you've taken a job. So what's your one big secret to your success?
There are many. What happens is that once you are on your entrepreneurial journey, there is a deeper sense of appreciation for all the functions. For example, you as an entrepreneur can't say, "Oh, I don't like this function." Oh, they're contributing to the organization. As an employee, somebody can say that, "Oh, I don't understand finance." But as an entrepreneur, as a co-founder, you don't have the liberty to say that this is my favorite department and I don't understand that part. So there is a deeper appreciation that sets in. And with that appreciation, what happens is that in a workplace environment where I am right now, you become a neutral leader. Because you look at everything quite objectively.
Sure. Yeah.
And there are no clear-cut favorites for you, right? So that helps you become a neutral leader. And what I have seen is that people get attracted if you are a neutral leader and you are not taking sides, right? Because with your experience, because I have led some of these functions, and while we were starting up, we had to do and work in all the functions that possibly can exist in an organization. So you tend to empathize as well with others' problems.
Yeah.
And then you can also brainstorm with them on the possible solutions.
Yeah.
And that helps the team a lot. So if I have to, just tell you one big secret, that is going to be the cross-functional collaboration skills that my startups taught me. And as a bonus point, if I can give you another one, it is resilience.
Yes, an entrepreneur absolutely must be.
By default, the human race is resilient, right? We all want to solve problems, but because entrepreneurs are the chosen ones, wherein they solve the most difficult of the problems, they become resilient by default.
I hear you. I do this all the time, and I'm sure our listeners do this. A lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs working in the B2B space, and one must acknowledge it's a lonely journey, right?
Oh yes, it is.
And then not being resilient isn't quite really an option there.
Yes.
Or whether you
So
love it
true.
or you hate it, every function of your business has to be yours. It is
Yes.
yours.
Yeah.
No getting out of that. But thank you. Yeah, that was an insightful one. So, Samarth, normally what we also do is we have a quick round of rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that I would want you to not overthink. I don't want you to get into a zone and get into. Just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay, let me become more serious for this one.
Okay, so the first one
Yeah.
is a phrase. Email marketing is dead.
Well, so there's a slightly longish answer to this. Email marketing, the first email marketing bulk campaign was sent in the year 1978.
Wow.
And two great things happened in the year 1978. One was this campaign was sent out. Second, I was born. Right? So it's been more than 4 decades that this email channel has survived. When I talk to my customers even now, I see that there is a lot to do. There is so much ROI that can be generated through these email marketing campaigns. So I would not agree that email marketing is dead. It will never be dead.
That's interesting. That's good to know. Okay, so coming to the second one then, ROI.
ROI, the most critical function of an email marketing campaign is to generate ROI. And why does it generate better ROI? Because it is one of the most cheapest channels around, and hence it is cost effective. Now, to generate ROI, generally what marketers would do is to say, okay, this is the cheapest possible channel, low on cost, and hence I'm not going to give too much attention to this particular channel. Let me focus on the channels which are expensive. And this is exactly the trap wherein the marketers are not able to generate ROI out of this channel. So if you as a marketer want to generate better ROI from your email marketing campaigns, start focusing on email marketing.
Brilliant. Okay, I love how you connected even ROI with email marketing. That was smart. And as you were saying this, see, our brains are wired like this, I suppose. I was thinking, go through for social media, because at least in email marketing, you're investing in that email platform, right? In social media, you're not even investing that money. So that's the bottom of the pyramid for a lot of marketers. And fortunately or unfortunately, it actually yields better ROI than people know. It's just that people are chasing the false matrices, right? On social media, for example. They're chasing followers. And then they say, oh, but it has no ROI. But you're chasing the wrong stuff.
This happens all the time.
Yeah.
This happens all the time.
At vanilla scales, we've given such fabulous, measurable ROIs, which are low on followers down. Because I personally believe follower is a cosmetic metric.
Yeah.
It's nice to look at. I have 11,000, somebody has 50,000, you'll think that person's better than me or knows more than me. Not true, because there are bots, there are hacks to how you can get followers, and like a whole another animal out there, right? But what ROI means in a B2B context particularly is it yielding you business? Is it yielding you engagement? Is it even getting you the eyeballs to begin? So those are some of the matrices that people don't measure. And for me, that was the connecting the dots that my brain did on its own. When you said that it's the low-cost platform, so people ignore it.
Also, I'm able to recall an email marketing, email deliverability workshop that I conducted for a large BFSI customer in India. And we were tracking the results. And the client was super happy with the open rates. It was 25% open rate, so I'm super happy with your platform. Earlier, we were getting 8%, 9%. Now it is more than 20%. I said, you are following the wrong path. It is not about open rates. It is about how many people are clicking your campaigns. And the click rate was quite low. It was less than 1%. And when we investigated and dig deeper into their campaigns, we found out that the call to action was at the rock bottom of that particular email marketing campaign. So nobody has time to actually scroll down and click on that link. So the suggestion that we gave to that particular client is to move this call to action above the fold. Above the fold, so that even on a mobile device I don't have to scroll, and I can just click. So that improved their open rates from sub 1% to 4% open rates in less than 3 months.
Wow.
So I completely agree.
This is a good insight. I'm sure this is another gem that we're taking away from this conversation. Have your call to action higher up. Because I think that's a learning for us also, because even in social media, though at Venma Skills, one of the things we push for is to have it higher up. But you know how there is this mentality that let me finish saying what I want to say, then I will ask you to do something. Right? This whole being on a pedestal, we want to finish saying what we want to say. We don't want you to go away. Because this is one of the objections you will face, right? If I give the call to action too soon, they will go away and I will not get to say what I want to say. Sorry, Baba, but you are going to say what I want to say so that they act on it. Jump to the action, right?
Let me give you another tip, bonus tip.
Yes.
So what happens with an email marketing platform is generally you have got A/B split option for your campaigns. So you can test out which one is working fine. Now, in my experience, and we were quite surprised with it, the color of the call to action button plays a huge role in people clicking it or not clicking it. So we had to experiment between various colors, and our mind reads from left to right, and the placement of the button. Whether it has to be left or the right or center, we used to experiment and guide our customers that, do these campaigns in an A/B split form so that you understand which campaign is working well. Which color of the call to action button is attracting your customers to click on that particular link. Right? So do not leave it to your own judgment.
So you're saying do the A/B testing, not don't believe all these rookies who are creating all these posts and saying, always have the call to action button in red color or whatever, green color.
Because I like green color, right? Chances are right that my audience would not like green color. So it's important because whatever we are doing, end of the day, we are doing it to generate better ROI. We are doing it to engage with our audience. And if they're not engaged, then there is no point doing email marketing, or for that matter, any channel will fail.
No, absolutely. If we don't define our matrices early in the game, then all of these problems will happen.
Absolutely.
So that's been fabulous. I think we have spoken about the importance of IT. We've spoken about the criticality of planning out your ROI. We've spoken about finer nuances like doing an A/B testing. This whole workshop has all these little gems that I hope our audience listens to. And I would love for our audience to put in the comments what they think were their key takeaways. So thank you so much, Samarth, for joining us. And I will want to open this platform to the audience to ask questions, and we'll go back to Samarth and find answers to questions that we may not have asked right now. And perhaps, Samarth, we can have you back in another episode in a different season.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you so much, Benita, once again for inviting me for this particular show. Thank you so much.
It's honestly been a pleasure, and you've been a lovely guest. You've shared so many secrets. You've shared so many tips. I think this was one of the best episodes.
And bonus tips as well.
And bonus tips as well. Multiple bonus tips.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Samarth. Samarth, one last thing, if I may.
Sure.
For this show, would you like to nominate another guest?
I will have to think, and I will definitely get back to you.
Yes, that we will look forward to. That gives me another excuse to reach out to someone.
Sure, we'll stay connected on this one.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you.